Today we're going to visit a terrace garden, and it's a border garden also. But you know what? It's terraced for a very good reason. It sits atop of Long Mountain, and it has not been a disadvantage. It's been an advantage for this homeowner. We're at the beautiful home of Carol Menth today. Carol.
Hi.
Tell me about your gardens and what made you do all of this. It's gorgeous.
I love to garden. I love to see the birds and the bees and the butterflies.
And so we're in the front of your house.
In the front of the house, yes,
and
overlooking the mountain.
And you were saying there's all different microclimates here on your property.
This side over here is very dry, so I'd have to put things in that worked over there, and then on the other side it's quite wet.
And so how many acres do you have here?
Almost 4 acres.
And what do you think? How much of that do you think you're gardening? I know you're on a steep hill or steep mountain top.
Probably about 1.5 acres.
And I love how you've incorporated the rocks and the different ledges into your transitions into your different garden areas.
Well, some of those rocks were there permanently and I could not move them.
Obviously so. Let's look at your hot part of your garden here.
Okay.
What do you have going on here?
Brown-eyed Susans do really well because they can handle the drought.
And you have catmint?
Yes, catmint.
And what else is in this garden here?
Bee balm to attract the butterflies and the birds, coneflowers, and lilies, and I have some roses, but then I have to water those a little bit more.
Uh-huh. You said this is the driest garden in your area?
This is a dry area,
okay,
yes.
Okay. Carol, this is a pretty area. You were saying this has a flair. What's the flair?
Well, it's more like a part of a Japanese garden.
And so how did you intermingle these? I love the combinations of the colors of the impatiens coming.
Well, they all come up by Mother Nature's help. They're seeding themselves every fall. And then I take them out of here and transplant them other places in the yard.
And you have dry riverbed here with some
we
rocks.
do. It gets very wet when it's raining.
And what else do you have up here in this border?
We have some azaleas, some roses, Siberian irises, regular irises, more bee balm, and a bunch of lilies, which are almost done blooming.
It's very pretty.
And then there's a butterfly bush that's trying to come back.
Like everything this year, right?
Right. And I got a new bush called a Frothilia that's right there. It's really pretty white flowers in the spring, and it's supposed to get really pretty colors in the autumn with the leaves.
Nice. As full and as wide as these borders are, you've got a lot more to see. Let's go look.
Yes, let's go look.
Carol, this is a different border. This must be a little bit wetter one for you.
Yes, it's a lot more wet here, and we have to be really careful what we put in because it has to like a lot of water. The impatiens do well here.
The ferns are loving it.
Yes, they are.
And so I love the combination with the balloon flowers and the
phlox. It's I think called bubblegum phlox.
It looks just like double bubble, doesn't it? Yep. And you have more black-eyed Susans.
Right, more black-eyed Susans. I just put the seeds down and they come up every year for me.
And
sometimes in places I don't want them to come up.
Okay, yes. And oak leaf hydrangeas.
Yes.
And you have a lot of ground cover in the gardens here in the borders. You were telling me about that before.
Some oregano, thyme, and basil mixed in. I have herbs mixed in with the flower beds.
You're going to make a lot of gardeners jealous with your hardscape. Most gardeners have to pay for it.
I know, it's all free.
It's all free, and did you move some of these rocks into these borders?
The big ones, that was there, so I just built the flower beds around it.
That's great how you did that. And then you use a lot of the rocks for edging your borders as well.
Some of them are there permanently because they go way down deep.
And you use some for steps and walkways?
Right. Yes.
And so do you do that, or does your husband do that, or do you?
I did almost all of this.
Well, good for you.
He would bring the wheelbarrow with all the stones in it, and I would lay them down.
Fun. Well, this section really pops with color.
Yes, it does. Most of it came up by itself.
What do you have going on in here?
I've got some perennial hibiscus, lilies, hydrangeas, crepe myrtle that I had to chop down to the bottom because it was really bad looking, in bad shape. And then brown-eyed Susans, and then I put some gladiolas in to cut flowers.
And you have different kind of ground cover here? Yes. What is that?
I have some sedum in, the creeping sedum it's called.
And And you were saying you just throw that anywhere?
Pick
and
it up, throw it, and it grows.
So
just
it likes this sandy, dry,
right.
loamy.
It'll grow in anything. It'll even grow in mostly shade too, but it doesn't grow as well as it is in the sun.
So tell me about the difficulty that you had. But you know what? I love your hydrangeas here.
Oh,
they are performing nicely today for us.
They were a little bit more upright, but the rains kind of knocked them down a little bit.
So the struggles with this yard for you, you have a grassy area which is what, maybe 12 feet wide in some points?
Enough to walk through.
And then you were telling me that the terrace came really out of necessity for you gardening this hillside, correct?
I would get in my boots because I'm afraid of snakes, and I would start sliding down the hill in my boots. So I thought, I've got to do something better. It was a little bit more steep than it is now, and so I terraced the top level one year, the next year another level, and I just kept going down.
And that's because you kept sliding down.
Yep, sliding down with my boots on.
Well, it ended up working out nicely for you, I think.
Thank you.
And the color is just beautiful, the pops. Do you see yourself going farther down the hill?
Not too much further. We have a line of blackberry bushes down at the bottom, so we're just going to keep those there, and I think I'll end right down there. I'm working on the last level right now, but it's a lot of weeds.
I imagine every window has a beautiful view.
Yes, it does.
And I think what's important to note is that most of these are annuals and perennials.
Right.
And they're so tall and healthy.
Yes.
Do you fertilize with anything?
Not on the hill. I don't fertilize a thing.
And you have no watering system?
No watering system except for a garden hose.
Yeah. Well, it's beautiful. I think the combinations are breathtaking. As if you didn't have enough terraces to contend with, you made some more here. This is lovely.
Yes, thank you. Well, we thought the cottage needed a little bit of a garden too, so.
And so what all do you have in here?
A stilby.
Again, the heights are gorgeous.
Siberian lilies.
And you have some shrubs.
Some rose bushes, some ferns.
Nice. And then I hear water behind us.
Yes, we have a really nice fish pond here with a waterfall that my husband built.
And so you said you planted the plant material before you had the pond.
Right, hoping that we could put the pond here. And it worked out. One of those places we didn't have any big boulders underneath.
Well, it's beautiful.
Thank you.
You have vignettes everywhere.
Well, thank you.
So this is more of your woodland shade area.
Right.
And as I turned here, I was surprised to see, well, I shouldn't say surprised because it is your gardens. There's another huge border over here in the woodland area with more hostas and shade plants. It's gorgeous.
Well, thank you. We put that in about 2 years ago when our neighbors started building over there to have sort of a screen.
Yeah, those oak leaf hydrangeas will really grow up and be nice, won't they? And then behind that border is your favorite sitting spot, you said.
Yes, it is.
And that rock was there, I'm assuming, because that was way too big to move.
Yes, it was.
And I bet you get really nice breezes coming up that mountaintop side.
I'd like to put a hammock between some trees here. Be a nice place to rest after I'm done gardening.
I want to tell you thank you so much for sharing your hard work and your husband's hard work.
Yes.
His name is Mike, and he's your go-to person for the wheelbarrow.
That's correct.
And thank you for sharing all your borders, your terrace gardening, and you can give people an idea that just because you live on a big slope, it's not a disadvantage.
That's true. You can do something with it.
Well, thank you for sharing. It's been beautiful.
If
you like gardening, you'll want to subscribe to this channel. We showcase gardeners, plants, and the joy that growing can bring.